It's easy. You just bust the thing like this, blam, and you get on, innit?
One target, one hope, just to feel safety, not to feel cold.
Legs under vehicles, you've seen people run into vehicles. It's like a war zone. Get to England or die trying, innit?
Calais' largest camp, known as the Jungle, is home to around 800 people who fled war, persecution or poverty beyond Europe's boundaries. Most live in makeshift shelters, a lucky few in a derelict sports hall. There is no clean water and no sanitation. It is here we meet 3-year-old Adiam, who has been in the jungle for 3 months with her father Adiam and mother Winta. They fled Eritrea a year ago to escape a regime responsible for widespread human rights abuses. They are waiting for an opportunity to stow away on a lorry bound for the UK.
What makes you think that England will be a more friendly, welcoming place?
لما نطلع من السودان تفكير في المخ إنجلند بس كانوا في نروي في سودان في سويسرا لكن لا تفكير العقلي بفكر بالإنجلند بس.
If he's unable with the family to get on lorries, how does he hope to get to England?
هاي صعبة كثيرة لأنه ما بتقدر تجري مع سيارة في الشارع لازم تكون مع باركين تخش على.
Are you worried about your children's safety when you're trying to do that?
أيوة لأنه الشرطة بقول لي شنو تعال أبو بيت تعال في الهاي واي ما تجري خش في الباركين أفتح بروكير التندا أقطع تندا خش على نسيبك إن شاء الله تنجح.
Can I ask you both what are your hopes for your daughter's future?
لازم تعلم من أنا بعلمها بتشوف أنا لما شافت أنا لازم تعلم.
According to the United Nations Refugee Agency, there are around 3,000 migrants living in and around Calais. Many of the recent arrivals are teenagers and young children, and with winter making life harder, they are taking ever greater risks to get to the UK. Saeed from Somalia moved to London with his mother as a child. 3 years ago his asylum status came under threat and he fled to Europe. He is now trying to make his way back home to the UK.
This is a park where a lot of people sleep. I guess it's kind of safer here because you're in the open, you know? I sleep on those park benches right there over there. Sometimes I sleep on the grass. It's difficult. You know, you feel like you don't belong in this world. I'm stuck.
Lorry drivers have filmed and posted online videos showing people's attempts to board moving vehicles on motorways leading into Calais. Security was stepped up after migrants breached fences at the ferry port earlier this year. Nigel has been a lorry driver for 10 years. As the migrants take more extreme measures to get to the UK, he feels increasingly uneasy.
It has got a lot worse over the last 3 months. There weren't as many of attempts to get on a moving vehicle until I don't know, the start of the year maybe. They're in an extremely desperate state. The tales that, you know, that it's all great in the UK is what just keeps them persistent. This industrial estate is highly dangerous. If you are to fill up with fuel here, then it is a very unsafe area. You know, I mean, you can see the amount of clandestine what's about. It's certainly very overpowering. Doesn't really matter how many of you there is. And I mean, look at this here. Look at this here, right, at the fuel area. I mean, like, would you want to pull up and park there? We're getting diesel. I'd rather run out of fucking diesel than stop there. This is an absolute disgrace. This was not like this, right, at the start of the year. It was not as bad as this.
The lorry parks and fuel stops dotted around Calais are where migrants make nightly attempts to get to the UK. The French authorities estimate that each night 40 people make it undetected through Calais border checks and onto the ferries bound for the UK. Many more fail. Back in the jungle, we meet a group of migrants preparing for their nightly quest. They crossed Europe together after fleeing conflict and poverty in Syria, Gaza and Egypt.
So what will be your plan for tonight?
والله احنا بنقعد شوية عشان الجو برد وبعد كده نحاول نشوف لقينا الوضع كويس وفي عربيات كتير هنروح نحاول مفيش نيجي ننام شوية وبعد كده نروح بعد ساعة بعد 2 يعني مفيش ميعاد محدد انك انت تروح تحاول.
انا عملت حوالي 20 او 25 محاولة فيهم 5 نجحوا ورجعوني من هناك. اخر مرة رجعوني من بريطانيا.
Are you worried about the getting colder at night and winter coming?
طبعا ده اكيد ده شيء اكيد.
هربنا من سوريا لانه بيوتنا نزلت على الارض وهبطت على الارض. نيجي لهون على خيمة كمان الثلج يهبط علينا يهبط الخيمة علينا.
When you left your homes, did you imagine this is what it'd be like when you left?
We just came to Europe to one target, one home, just to feel safety, not to feel cold. We just want here just to feel 1 minute of safety, not to feel cold, and to feel like animals here, like insects.
Hussein, an agricultural engineer, left his wife and 2 young children in Egypt in the hope of finding work. He showed us some of the lorry fuel stops where he and fellow migrants wait for a chance to break onto UK-bound lorries.
هنا عشان خاطر يصبح فرصك كتيرة شوية لازم تشوف في واحد مهرب هنا في مهربين هنا كتير كل واحد عنده كل مجموعة عندهم بنزينة محطة بنزين. اللي بيسيطر عليها ديت الجماعة السود هم ده اللي بيخشوا هنا اللي بعدها الجماعة الأكراد ودول أمر أشد حاجة.
And you say there's been trouble between the different groups that run the different car parks.
لك صارت مشاكل بين المجموعتين.
دبحوا بعض بيضربوا بعض بالسكاكين بيضربوا بعض بالشوم بيضربوا بعض بالطوب بيضربوا بعض بالنار تعرفش هم بيجيبوا الأسلحة دي منين ولا بيعملوها منين. في ناس هنا قاعدة منهم بقالها سنين.
Late at night, Saeed shows us some of the other car parks targeted by migrants. People wait for the police vans and security guards to disappear. It is a nightly game of cat and mouse. As one lorry driver stops to check the side of his vehicle, he is oblivious to a group of migrants opening the back doors. Around 100 kilometres away, Nigel is preparing to park up for the night. Even this far outside Calais, evidence has emerged of lorries being targeted by people desperate to get to the UK.
This is a known hotspot. I have had 3 Mongolian people put in this car park, 9 clandestine put in my brother's vehicle, and that was around 4 weeks ago in this parking area. And that was in a fully sealed vehicle.
At 4 in the morning, we film a group of migrants trying to break into Nigel's lorry, just a few yards from the cabin where he is sleeping.
Yeah, they've had a fucking screwdriver at that. Fucking bastards, man. They're not daft, they've gone to the right door out of the 3. They are getting put on the vehicles in the night time in these services and in the next one, which is 60 kilometres from Calais.
Each morning, exhausted migrants make their way back to the jungle.
Thank you.
We caught up with Hussein to see how he and his friends got on the night before.
How was your night last night?
Very, very difficult. Yesterday, one man died here in highway.
Someone died. What happened to him?
Under car.
Under a lorry.
Yeah, he wait 3 hours under lorry.
And that happened last night?
We don't have chance. In my land, I don't have any chance to live. When I call my family or speak with my wife, she want money. She want anything for eat. So I can't wait. I go try.
We were unable to track down the family members of the Sudanese migrant killed on the highway. Calais authorities do not generally record the deaths of migrants. We spoke to the United Nations Refugee Agency, which said at least 15 migrants, including young women and teenagers, have died in the last 12 months.
This is where the desperate people come. The people don't care if they live or die. People died over here. This is where people try to swim. But sometimes the currents are too strong and they just drag you and bust you over the wall and then you're finished, innit?
Would you ever consider this route?
No, I'm not that desperate. No, I'm not that desperate. And I'm scared of, I can't swim. So I have to try other things. Get to England or die trying, innit?
Така че преминаваме на българо-турската граница, ние никак лесно.
Istanbul.